You think you're in control of your decisions, right? Free will, independent thought, master of your own destiny. But what if I told you that every day, invisible forces in your mind are silently guiding your choices, often without you even noticing? These forces are called cognitive biases. Sometimes these shortcuts lead us astray. Today we'll uncover 10 of these hidden biases that might be shaping your reality in ways you never imagined. First up is confirmation bias. It's like having a favorite theory about the universe and then only reading articles that support that theory. You surround yourself with opinions that mirror your own, creating an echo chamber of agreement. It feels good to have your beliefs confirmed, but it can lead you down a rabbit hole of misinformation. This bias is why it's so hard to have rational discussions about things like climate change or vaccines. Be willing to challenge your own assumptions and consider alternative perspectives. Anchoring bias is a sneaky one. It's like being at a flea market and seeing a lamp with a $200 price tag. The initial price, the anchor, influenced your perception of value. This happens everywhere, from negotiating salaries to buying a used car. The first number you hear sets the stage for all subsequent negotiations. Recognize when you're being anchored and evaluate things independently. This bias is all about what's readily available in your mind. Imagine watching the news and they're covering a plane crash. Suddenly you might feel anxious about your upcoming flight, even though statistically, flying is much safer than driving. The vividness of the plane crash distorts your perception of actual risk. The events that are most easily recalled, often due to their emotional impact, seem more probable than they actually are. Is your reaction justified by the facts, or is it being influenced by the availability heuristic? Chapter 4: The Halo Effect, Charm and Deception. Think about a celebrity you admire. The halo effect might lead you to believe that they're also intelligent, wise, and make good decisions in all areas of their life. But this isn't always the case. We often generalize positive traits from one area to another, even when there's no evidence to support it. Remember that everyone has strengths and weaknesses, and we shouldn't let one positive trait blind us to potential flaws. Chapter 5: Sunk Cost Fallacy, Throwing Good Money After Bad. Imagine you've been waiting in line for a concert for hours. It's hot, you're tired, and the band is starting to sound a little off-key. But you've already invested so much time, you feel like you have to stay. That's the sunk cost fallacy in action. Acknowledge a mistake and cut your losses. It's often the smarter decision in the long run. Chapter 6: The Dunning-Kruger Effect, The Perils of Ignorance. The Dunning-Kruger effect states that people with low ability in a particular area tend to overestimate their competence, while true experts often underestimate their abilities. This explains why you might encounter people who are utterly convinced of their own brilliance, even when they clearly lack the knowledge to back it up. It also explains why true experts are often plagued by self-doubt. Recognize that there's always more to learn. Be open to the possibility that you might be wrong. Chapter 7: Survivorship Bias, The Illusion of Easy Success. We love stories of overnight success, but what we often don't see are the countless others who tried and failed. That's survivorship bias. We focus on the winners, the survivors, and ignore the vast graveyard of failures. Remember, for every success story, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of stories that never get told. Imagine you're in a meeting and everyone seems to agree on a particular course of action. You have some doubts, but you don't want to rock the boat, so you stay silent. That's groupthink at play. It's the tendency for groups to prioritize harmony and consensus over critical thinking and dissent. Groupthink can lead to disastrous decisions. Encourage open dialogue, embrace diverse perspectives, and create a culture where it's safe to challenge the status quo. You get a promotion at work, but then you spill coffee on your new shirt. Which event do you think will have a greater impact on your mood? If you're like most people, it's the coffee stain. Our brains are hardwired to pay more attention to negative experiences than positive ones. This negativity bias can distort our perception of reality. The key is to be aware of this bias and make a conscious effort to focus on the good. Celebrate your successes, savor positive experiences, and remind yourself that things are often better than they seem. You ace a test. It's because you're brilliant. You fail a test. It's because the teacher was unfair or the questions were tricky. That's the self-serving bias in action. We tend to take credit for our successes while attributing our failures to external factors. This bias can prevent us from learning from our mistakes and reaching our full potential. When we refuse to acknowledge our role in a negative outcome, we miss out on valuable opportunities for growth. The next time you face a setback, resist the urge to deflect blame. So there you have it, 10 hidden biases that are silently shaping your decisions every day. From confirmation bias to the self-serving bias, these mental shortcuts can lead us to make irrational choices. The good news is that awareness is the first step to overcoming these biases. By understanding how they work, we can start to recognize them in ourselves and others. Like, subscribe, and comment if you've spotted any of these biases in yourself or others. Until next time, stay curious and think twice.